Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of The Alarmists. And it's an exciting time out here in the Hamptons because COVID is abating and our lives are coming back. We have a rebirth of the East End and parties are happening. People are getting out again. And it's been quite a revelation to be able to go out again and be sort of normal. When we were struggling to start off, and when you're going to ask me about how we got here, we even put together a song called Find a Way that I wrote, and we have a video. The great David Allen, the celebrity photographer, did the video of a song I did. And this really helped to bring attention to the homeless situation during COVID, and which has hopefully led to a much better time now, although it's still pretty bad. Find a Way. I want you to listen to this. It's pretty good. And then we're going to go on.
In so many ways we have struggled, so many times when we could not see. The moment is now to believe we'll overcome all our adversity. We have to find a way to a new beginning. Find a way to better days. Could be our
So we started our rebirth at Sky Acres, which is an amazing equestrian center my daughters ride at in Patchogue. Michelle Palacci and Hisham run this amazing equestrian center. And we had a big party to celebrate this rebirth. You can see by this picture, they look pretty happy. Michelle's in the middle with the long hair. And it was quite a great moment because it was the first time we went to a party without a mask on. And it was just great to be able to be normal and to hang out and not worry about getting sick. So that was really great. And then recently, you had Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton secretly getting wed while we got our vaccines and started to plan our return to the Hamptons party scene. My friend David Allen took a wonderful photograph with Gwen. And I mean, come on, Jim, this woman is 51 years old and she looks like she's half her age. Gorgeous. So anyway, to get my head on straight, I went to the Quag Wildlife where I saw the refuge, which is an amazing little park right around the corner from where I live. There were 50 swans, all hanging out in the lake there. And then my daughter decided she wanted to compete at the Hampton Classic again. So, it's all getting back to normal, and I'm going to be, getting ready to help her get back to the Hampton Classic where she competed 2 years ago. McLean Ward, the #1 rider in the country, for her and her sister Annabelle as an inspiration. So it's really great to see that the Hampton Classic will be coming back. It's so important for the economy, and it's great that they're going to be, out there again and giving people joy with their horses. Dance Papers kicked off the summer scene with 80-year-old Dan Ratner. He's the paper's namesake. He hosted a party at the trendy Capri in Southampton, which was, again, one of the first parties to start, where people came out without their masks, with a wide representation of people from real estate, the West Ham Performing Arts Center, even builders and shoe designers and photographers were all there. Here we go.
Okay. I'm Heather Traskin. I'm the marketing director at West Hampton Beach Performing Arts Center. And the rebirth of the East End is so important to us because West Hampton Beach Village is undergoing its own rebirth. And the theater is the crown jewel of this brand new West Hampton Beach Village. And we have so many amazing shows and performances coming up this summer. And it really is going to be bringing back live music after a year of the pandemic. And that's why you should come to West Hampton.
Hi, I'm Julianne Fenzaboon, and I'm the Executive Director of the West Hampton Beach Performing Arts Center.
And the rebirth of the East End is so important because we have so many people here who are ready to come out and experience life again, experience joy, especially through the live performing arts. And so we're doing our part in West Hampton Beach to bring great live music, comedy, arts education programs to our constituents. And we know that the best is yet to come.
The great PR guru Nora Lawler, who's in New York City, is out here in the Hamptons as well with a book launch by Lisa Rowland, who has a great book called The Charisma Factor. There was a big party at T-Bar in Southampton. The book is available on Kindle, Barnes & Noble, and Google Play Books. I love the idea of having a book about charisma, considering how long we've been locked in solitary. And it really goes into how to charm people when you're out socializing, to give you the courage to speak. And I really thought that Lisa, really, her timing was pretty amazing. It's a great book to get us back in the groove socially after being quarantined for a year and a half. Can you imagine? We were quarantined that long. A lot of people have forgotten how to have a basic conversation in public. It's, not me, of course. Sorry. And then, as you see behind me, I was trying to get in the mood, so Noah's going to show this amazing Jack Nicholson moment. Yes, I got my Jack on. So, I am who I am. Your approval isn't needed. So I was gaining my confidence before I hit the road in the Hamptons nightlife. And my lovely mama. Yeah, you got to talk about your mama when the moment hits you. My mom turned 90. So we decided as a family to get together, no masks. That was the first time. That was the first time I got to hug my mama in almost a year and a half. Unbelievable. I mean, that was the strangest moment. My mother got a little upset when I started hugging her and I wouldn't let go. She goes, okay, I love you, but not that much. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. It was sort of helped to keep me going for that whole rebirth of the East End. So it was nice to see my mom and to remind me that things are getting better. I went to the Wolfer Estate in Sagaponack. That was wonderful. It was great again to be out with my friends, to have a wonderful time. I spoke to one of the powers that be, who really told me what's going on and how she's approaching each day. And it's a really great feeling to, again, be back. I realized I had not been at Wolfer Estate for almost 2 years. And it was a regular haunt of mine. So it was really great to be out there. People were sitting there drinking and enjoying their rosés and other wines. So that was really, really wonderful.
I am Pamela Topham. I have worked here at Wolfer for 15 years. I am a sommelier, kind of mid-level sommelier. And right now we're doing special wine and food pairing. So why is the rebirth of the East End, the reopening of the East End, so important to Wolfer and to this whole area? I mean, economically, we need a nice shot in the arm. Well, because wine is an essential business, the tasting room was closed for 3 months, but we had our drive-through wine buying. What was that? Explain what that is. So in the front of the building and at our wine stand on the highway, they set it up. A person could come in and they'll say, I want a case of the rosé table wine. And they had the square. You put the card in the square, which I did tonight. And you just put the wine in the. That was, we were afraid to touch each other or touch anything. She just put the wine in the back of the. My wife is still trying to use that excuse. So that was a time where we were just very, very afraid. We reopened in June, kind of slowly. So this past month? A year ago. Oh, a year ago, okay. So we were just closed for March, April, May. Okay. Open maybe mid-June. So you've been open a whole year, and how has that been for you? So they were very careful measuring the distance between tables and chairs and spacing very well. I see the same thing at our restaurant in Amagansett. They're very well spaced. It was my first outing to a restaurant, so you feel very comfortable. I had many of our guests said, I feel comfortable here because you're making us feel safe. So how is Roman? Roman Roth has been doing this now for how many years? So Roman was our winemaker from 1992. So that was, our grapes were planted in 1988. Wow. So Christian Wolfer was from Hamburg, Germany. And it would be a natural thing for him to look back to Germany for a winemaker. So he called the Weinberg School of Oenology and Viticulture, and the director there said, I have a brilliant young master winemaker, you should come and taste his wine. So Christian went there and was so impressed that he hired Roman, who came here, not to this beautiful tasting room, but to the barn just to the south.
Wow.
And you'll still see a sign over that says Sag Pond Vineyard. So that was the original name, 1992. Roman mentioned he had 6 barrels. Now we have 500 barrels.
Oh. I think business is good.
He started making rosé, partly being from Europe, and the vineyard was so young. You're not exactly making the Grand Cru yet. So he said, this is a summer place. People drink rosé, but Americans didn't drink rosé. It took them a long time to come to that. They thought rosé was always a sweet wine, and they didn't really want a sweet wine.
Now you also have stables, right? Wolfer Estate.
So it's Wolfer Estate is
My daughters ride, so that's why I'm asking you that.
You'd love it there. Wolfer Estate's 175 acres. Of that, 100 is a horse farm.
And
So
Madonna once tried to buy it. Is that true?
No, she didn't try to. She wanted to board her horses there, and we had our general manager was a little bit on the spot, because that. She would say things like, "We must be the only one in the showing at one time," and they don't do that. You could have more than one person.
Right.
Ultimately, she came up and she found it's a fashion photographer, I think on Michelin, where she boarded her horses, and later she has her own stables there.
Okay,
So,
very good.
These are hunter jumpers.
Which is what my daughters do.
Mostly pretty competitive. It's primarily a boarding stable. So these are privately owned horses. It's not full in the winter, but it's up to 80 horses in the summer.
80? Oh,
Yeah, Joey Wolfer is the big family rider. Christian was a rider, but he didn't show.
It's amazing. You got all the bases covered. Wine in one area, the equestrian world in the other, and you're here in the beautiful Hamptons. As a closing statement, what would you like to see happen now that things are opening up?
I think that it's still being careful and moderate, which is what our general manager is saying. I think people are very happy to be out and about. And I think it's going to evolve, and we're going to see what happens next.
Very good. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye. The rebirth of the East End. The Hamptons are back. The North Fork is back. Montauk Point is back. Orient Point is back. Greenport is back. Get out there. Support your local restaurants. Support your clubs. Go out and enjoy yourself and have a great time. Let's give an applause. Bravo to the rebirth of the East End. To be talked about more in the given future. All right. The Alarmists signing off. Jesse Nash, your host. Thanks for watching.